Okay, that's a bit dangerous, isn't it?
It is dangerous. Not as dangerous as that guy yesterday who was drinking all that beer and then had to make his cock look like Coxzilla for me.
He did what?
So I had a cam session with a guy in America.
Right.
I cam session with him a few times a year.
Mm-hmm.
And his thing is he likes to drink and get intoxicated. And I don't mind.
Yes, I'm up for that. Is that a kink?
Well, yes.
Is that a kink, genuinely?
Yeah, intoxication. So
I can just get hammered all the time.
No, it's part. So he likes getting intoxicated and then being humiliated and feeling silly,
Yeah.
being all loose and stuff. And the more drunk he is, the weaker his mind is, and I can, encourage him to do things that he wouldn't normally do.
Weak-minded.
Weak-minded, and so I'll get him to like write on himself. He's got like magic markers and he writes like weak pig, loser, things like that, because that's what he likes, being degraded. Made him wear a jester hat, made him put pegs on his balls and his titties, and he'll do like beer chugs and stuff, and I don't mind it because I'm not physically doing a session with him. It's just online, and he's a responsible consenting adult, and he's very used to doing this.
Okay.
So he's got all his Bud Lights lined up.
Oh, so it's not unsafe then because he hasn't got a lunatic with a dildo in front of him.
Yeah. Like he,
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
He can take quite a bit because he's quite a big boy, so he can take quite a lot of drink. And we've done it loads of times before, and he's been fine, and it's been great. And he's very, very funny. And I have to keep coming up with new ideas and being creative and stuff because you never want to make it the same thing. For a cam, you've got to be quite creative. So yesterday, like halfway through the session, I was like, right, what I need you to do is I need you to draw 2 little googly eyes on the end of your bell end. I want little clips on the balls, like little T-Rex arms. And I made his cock. I've got this thing about Coxzilla, haven't I? And I made him put a little shoelace, and then all the cans that he'd drunk, he had to smash them over with his cock as Coxzilla were going while slightly hammered. It was really funny.
And you got this on video?
Yeah, I got this on video, yeah. The Americans, they
have to
love
watch this
the
one
strange
later.
stuff. Yeah.
Can I watch this one?
Yeah, of course you can. I'll piece it to some beautiful music.
That'd be amazing. Like the opening score from Jurassic Park or something.
Yeah. And then he likes to drink his own wee. He's the human recycler. So as he's drinking his beer, he'll then wee, and then he'll drink that too. And then he'll do beer chugs.
Oh my god!
And yeah, it's a lot, but it's great fun.
I don't want to do that kink anymore.
Why?
It started off so good. I could just get hammered, and then
It's just recycling.
Run the intro.
Welcome, ladies and perverts, to the My Wife is a Dominatrix podcast. Coming to you from a dimly lit dungeon somewhere in the UK with your hosts, Dan Vandal and his very demanding...
Talking of we're back. Welcome to another episode of My Wife is a Dominatrix. Now on video. This should be episode 3, I think, if the last one worked. We had some trouble, didn't we?
I said quattro instead of tres. Was silly bitch.
What?
I'm talking to myself. I said, it's episode quattro, and then I realised that was 4.
You're having a good day.
I'm not. My brain is fried.
So yeah, we tried to do a podcast with
the sixtress.
The sixtress with the boobies.
The boobies, but she doesn't like to be shown on cam because she has to work in the public.
Because she's got a warrant out for arrest. But we had some mad trouble with the camera.
We did. I'm going to need to get a new camera.
Our camera doesn't want to play ball, does it?
It doesn't. It doesn't like any more than 10 minutes chat.
And
then it needs a break.
And then it just has like a breakdown.
It has an internal,
which is irritating.
issue.
So we're going to have to spend loads of money
on a
camera to make a podcast that we don't make any money
out of. If anyone's got some lovely cameras lying around and just wants to donate to a very good cause, we will accept them.
Yeah, that or just some suggestions on cameras that we should be looking at because ours is not for this life.
And not for this life, which is really annoying because
it loves making porn. It just does not like making podcasts.
I know, right?
I wonder why.
The other way around.
I think it's because our porn usually lasts about 3 minutes, and the podcasts go on for an hour and a half. Well, that was like 2.5 hours or something.
Yeah, you got a lot of editing to do.
Yeah, so that was going to be quite choppy. We are going to have her back though, and we're going to delve in deeper, aren't we, into some of the bits we discussed.
Yeah, well, it was really nice because she's a different kettle of fish of Dom than I am, so...
She seems like a more pleasant person.
What?
More pleasant person, or more...
what are you saying? Are you trying to say a sensual,
that's the
calm
one.
Dom?
Yeah, she seems more like that.
Chaotic. She's quite mummy vibes, like soothing, soft... that kind of thing, but don't be fooled because she's sadistic as fuck.
She is, yeah.
So she's just luring you in. She's just.
I met her at a party.
You did. How did that go?
Wasn't it your party?
It was my party. It was my birthday party.
Yeah, I met her there, and it was a good laugh, and she was quite nice.
Yeah, she was lovely. Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah, we'll have her back, shall we?
We'll have her back. Talking of people,
We should probably talk about the elephant in the room, eh?
I was sat having a fun time.
Who is this?
Who are you?
I am Sub Miguelle.
Sub Miguel.
Or Maid Michelle, whichever one you want to take.
Maid Michelle. To clarify, for those of you listening, especially those of you not from the UK, Michael is from a place in the country called Bristol.
Somerset.
And you can't understand them.
Because they all sound like farmers.
So he's going to talk loud and slow for us.
So Sub Miguel is going to have to talk very clear so that the Americans can understand.
So your name is Sub Miguel or
Maid Michelle.
Maid Michelle. How do people find you?
I'm on Twitter, X.
Yeah? Of the same name, is it?
Yeah, of the same. Well, it's Maid Michelle X or Sub Miguel X.
Oh, there you go. That's where you can find.
Yeah.
That's where you can find young Michael.
And why are you here? Who are you?
Why are you in my house?
Why are you here?
You asked me to come. I am.
Not
I thought
yet.
she told people to come.
You're not allowed to come yet. You've got another week, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Around an hour and a half of podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Ish.
This is how he's earning the right to come out of his chastity, by the way.
Oh, you're in chastity.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are you?
So I am Miss Candy's lovely submissive.
You are
Okay.
my lovely submissive.
I like to think of myself that way.
So yeah.
You just upgraded yourself, though.
He did.
didn't you?
He did. So Mike is my collared sub. He's wearing his collar. This is his day collar. He has a special nighttime one as well, which is just a normal like dog lead sort of thing for events. So this is something he'll wear every day, and it has like the date that we started the collaring, and it has my name on it, and he wears that under his clothing.
So collaring is like an achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
like
the
getting
highest.
your first
No, it's the highest.
gold star at McDonald's.
No, it's the top.
Your
top
fifth
star.
gold star at
Yeah,
McDonald's.
yeah. Like you.
You've got all 5 McDonald's stars
Well,
already.
sometimes he gets those stars taken away, but generally, yeah. So
that's when you then get a collar.
Yeah.
Right.
So
okay.
he
you become
earns
shift
collar.
supervisor at that point.
Manager.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the manager. You're the
Shift supervisor.
yeah that guy.
The underling.
Okay. And that's when you get the collar, the daytime and the nighttime. You get that on
Yeah.
the same day.
Yeah. It's just
Okay.
you switch it up, but yeah, like so he's got a little piece of me, and I'm wearing his key.
Hmm.
So that is connected to something that he's wearing, which is while we're on the issue, is so he's got a cage like this, and this goes on his penis, and his balls go through here.
Lovely.
And I wear his key, so he can't touch his dick, he can't orgasm, he can't do anything without my permission because I have a key. He does have a spare in case of emergencies, but
Name an emergency that you'd need to use that key for.
hospital appointment.
Yeah.
Why would that be an emergency?
What if they need to look at his dick?
What happened to you? Why were you in hospital in the first place? Let's start there.
I don't know.
What if he needs
Was
an
it a
X-ray?
dick-related issue?
Yeah.
Because if you went in there with a bad finger and then he said, "Let me see your dick," immediately get a different doctor straight away.
Well, don't most doctors always take your clothes off instantly?
What, for a bad finger?
Yeah.
I don't know what doctors you're going to, Mike.
The fun ones.
Oh man,
That sounds like a dodge porno.
that's
Get
a weird
naked.
doctor, right?
Yeah, that is a weird doctor. But I just anything like a medical emergency or something. If he's not feeling very comfortable, then I'd be like, yeah, okay, come out of it, and go and get checked over, and then I want you straight back in it.
Right. Okay.
And sometimes they can get let out for like 10 minutes to wash properly, because obviously washing could be
Oh,
an
all
issue.
right.
And
Okay.
yeah, like there's certain instances, isn't there? But it's meant to keep them focused, under control. It's it's a game almost. That
So
we
how
play
long does one have to wear that thing?
for as long as I decide.
Okay. What's like? Is that a normal or an average or?
No, there's no average. There's no. Some people will do it for a year.
Yeah.
Some people will do it for a day. Some people will do it for a session. So, and there's different types you can get. So this one is a metal one.
Mm-hmm.
So if you tried a metal one, you've tried a metal one, but they're not as comfortable.
I've worn a metal one in scenes, but that's about it.
Yeah. So this is a metal one. So this is a bit
Okay.
more hardcore. This is the one that like got stuck on that man's balls the other day. So we had to slip balls through, but the ring was more like this gap, so that's a smaller gap. So this wasn't the actual cage that got stuck. He had a smaller one and massive balls. So that's where he was getting stuck. We couldn't slip everything through that gap.
That's awful.
So this is the metal one. This is the plastic one. The plastic ones are easier to break and it will slip out more. But it's for you. You find the plastic is more comfortable.
Yeah, I just find it more comfortable. The ring as well is the main thing, because otherwise you're like chafing basically.
Yeah.
So you just need to find a ring that sits properly, doesn't move too much. Like, I don't even know I've got one on at the moment.
Really?
Yeah. You completely forget you have it.
Right, so I get that you do. So you. Right, hold on. I've got like 18 questions, and
Okay.
they've all muddled themselves into like one
Well,
question
ask
in
him,
my
it's his
in my
dick.
head.
I can see his brain melting.
No, I got two. I've got questions, but they relate.
Okay.
So you do it,
Yeah.
because you like the control and the
The power,
the power and
I
all
like
that.
controlling the orgasms.
Right,
It also
yeah.
ensures that he's going to behave.
What
Like
do you
he
mean
can't
behave?
go behave. He can't be touching himself to
Right,
pornography.
yeah.
He can't be dating. He can't be doing things without my say so. So it's just another layer of control when we're not together. isn't
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
And he'll send me like a daily check-in. He's very good. He doesn't need to be prompted. He will send me a daily check-in so I can see that it's in his cage. It's all secured. It's all
Right.
good. And
So
then,
that's a solicited dick pic.
yes, that's fine because
You're
yeah,
allowed to do those, ladies and gentlemen.
if I'm wearing your key only.
Just gentlemen.
No, if I'm wearing your key, don't be sending me just chastity pictures. I don't want to just see anyone's dick in a cage. That's my dick. That's my property. This is my boy. So, and it just focuses his mind on pleasing me more. Like he'll want to do more for me because he wants to earn the right to come out of his chastity.
Right. So I
that
get
right?
why you do it.
Yeah.
Why do you do it?
It's similar reasons. Because I enjoy not having that control.
Okay.
It's the same reason you like being tied up or you like submitting.
Me?
well, me, for example. But yeah, and it's and then it works as well because I then don't get that release, so that when you then earn that release, it's even better.
Okay.
And if you are someone who as well enjoys, I don't know, edging or teasing, then
Yeah.
it's the same thing because you can't touch yourself, but you can still get aroused, but you don't get the relief.
Right, so you can still get hard on whilst you've got this cage on.
You don't really get a full hard on, but you can still get like horny.
You can fill that fucker up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it will press really, really hard against the cage. Like it will try and grow, but obviously it's stunted because it's got a cage around it.
Right.
So you won't get fully hard. You can even orgasm. You can come in a cage. So if you have a vibrator or if you're that horny, then
Yeah.
you can still ejaculate, but you don't get the same as
Yeah.
if you had a proper orgasm.
What's that like then? Is that just that's got to be awful, isn't it?
It's basically you go up until the point where you think you're about to orgasm, you're about to come, but then
Yeah.
you don't get that relief. It just goes.
Yeah, it just comes out. And
literally
sometimes
that.
you don't even know it's come out,
Yeah,
do you? You're like,
it's-
what's going on?
Yeah.
Is it like when you've got one of those really, you know it's coming, you're like, I'm about to rip the loudest fart you've ever heard, and it just goes.
Probably, yeah.
Is it the same feeling?
Pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can actually do it yourself. You just stop right at the end,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it'll just go, and you don't get the full fucking hell.
Oh, so that's what it's like. Okay.
And it's quite nice. Like I like it because it's
Don't
humiliating.
think I like it.
We've never tried it, so you don't know.
Don't
until you
think I'm
tried.
gonna sign up for
I've got
that.
some here. We can give it a go.
I'm all right.
So you can get all different types. So you've got the metal one, you've got the plastic one that Mike wears. You've got the lock ones, which are electronic, but they can go really, really wrong because
Yeah.
sometimes they won't unlock. So they're connected to an app. And so say if I had a sub in America and they were locked for me, then they'd give me the passcodes and
Yeah.
the keys and everything. And then you can choose, they're called cellmates, and you can choose to unlock it. So you control whether it gets unlocked or not. From,
Over the Bluetooths.
over the Bluetooth. But there was problems
Whatever
where
next.
they were being hacked and people's dates were like 10 years or something ridiculous. And people were like,
something
I can't get this off my cock. And it's not coming up, like, because some of them are
Oh,
like,
like people were locking it for, and then
and
you
then
couldn't
people were
unlock it.
hacking them. People were hacking them, and there were people in there for like 10 years or something. And so they were having to get them actually removed, and they had
That's
to like,
brilliant.
yeah, software updates and all sorts. So technology was not their friend.
No.
No.
Yeah, it's a good idea,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But,
there's some
yeah,
gaping
there's-
holes in that, isn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah. There's some, and then you can. So one of my subs, like, I put his key in a lockbox, and then I
Okay.
do the combination code, and he just has to wear it. And then when he needs to come out, he needs to earn the code. So he'll do tasks for me, and each time he completes a task, I get one number on the code.
Oh,
So he has to do
okay.
4 tasks.
Oh, that's a good
and
idea.
four tasks, and then for each task he does properly and well, then he'll get to unlock it, and that will. But if he gets it wrong, we have to add a week. So the goal is to
Right.
earn the right to come out early, really, isn't it? You want to try and like that.
You
that
never
is
told
something-
me how long have you been wearing that one for right now? All day?
To 9 weeks today.
So he's not touched his dick, like played with himself or anything for 9 weeks,
The
and
only-
we're going to go for 10.
The only time it's come off is to wash.
And I have to trust him enough that he's not gonna. But you're pretty good. You're pretty good.
I don't have any words to say.
And there's, so like poison addict, he'll do self chastity. So he won't use a cage because he finds it very uncomfortable. But he'll also do self chastity. So he just won't touch himself. Like he will not. He will just self chastise. So I have to trust in the knowledge that he won't do it and that he's going to be honest with me. And so he won't touch him. So through the month of October, he will like Locktober, which is a very popular month for chastity play.
Yeah.
A lot of people mark it like I can give you a key holding service and things like that, isn't it? Like October is the big one.
Oh,
And no
right,
nut
okay.
November and dickless December, and it can go on and on and on. But yeah, some people will do just not wearing a cage but won't touch themselves. They won't do that because a lot of people. The first couple of nights are the hardest, aren't they? Because you get random
Literally.
erections at night.
Sleeping in it can normally be like the hardest thing.
You all right there? Laughing at your own
You said the
jokes.
first couple of days could be the hardest.
Yeah.
I said literally, and then I just
Yeah.
fell about laughing.
What is it? Is it just the random erections at night, or is it?
Yeah, and then as well, like movement, it can get soreness as well. And if you get
Do you sleep with it on as well?
yeah
It's 24/7, babe. Except from the 10 minutes he has the shower.
yeah
You're mind blown, aren't you?
Yeah.
the
So you,
the main issue you
Okay.
can get is as well is if you are getting sort of aroused or hard on, you get obviously your balls swell up massively and get
Yeah.
really tight.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
so
do.
that can then cause like sort of rubbing and that kind of stuff, so that can make it a
Chafing.
bit sore.
Has-
That's it, chafing.
okay.
chafing.
Chafing.
I don't get where the balls are in this whole situation.
Okay. He can't pull his trousers down. So dick goes in
Why can't he
there,
put his trousers down?
and then the ball skin comes from here, and the balls are dangling
Why
under
can't he
it
put his
here.
trousers down?
Because we're on a podcast.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just put this in the extended thing on OnlyFans. And I'll
You
just
do
cut
that.
this bit out of the YouTube.
No, you can't. Really?
Yes.
Okay, go on then. Stand up. Do as you're told.
Can't.
Take the mic away. For people at home, Michael is now taking down his trousers to show the world his cock cage. Go on, show it. And then can you show them how the balls go? There we go. So there, look, the plastic goes. Dan is like, what is going on here? You okay, Dan? Can you see it?
hiding out of the way.
There, look, show them the side on. There you go. See? Dan is lovingly staring at his balls.
Dan staring at my balls.
Let me have a look at it. I haven't seen it for a while. What? Hey, look at it. As you can see, he's not filling the cage right now.
It's just smudged up in there, isn't it?
Yeah. But the ball skin goes between that thing. That's why you have to be.
That's the worst bit. I
Yeah.
think that's the worst bit.
Yeah.
Everything all smudged up in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's
So
fine.
you have to get.
It's like around there is where you get that
I love this. So he's grabbing his balls.
Yeah, it's making me feel.
Yeah. Well, you've got
self-conscious.
massive testicles anyway. So
Big
to
dick as
try and a big dick, but mainly testicles. You have to get the balls and the dick have to fit through this ring.
No.
So you have to
Yeah.
get a ring that is big
Right.
enough, but it has to also
Oh.
be small enough so that it doesn't just slide off. Because if the ring's too big, it will all just slip off, and that's no fun.
No, yeah.
So do you know
That
what?
part looks the most uncomfortable. That bit where
It's
it's,
very-
like under your nuts,
It's
but
very
on top of your nuts at the same
yeah.
time.
It's very trial and error with chastity cages, isn't it?
Yeah, you
Like
need to find a ring that fits properly.
yeah, like a lot of people will have like two
Is
or
there
three.
like a store you can go to and try them on?
No, you can't try them on. You just Amazon. They can vary from like a
Oh, you just send
tenner
it back.
up to 100. But I don't think you can send it back. But when you first start off on chastity, don't go and buy the most expensive metal one. All of that. Start off with like a basic one. You can even try like a silicone one. The silicone ones are naff though. They do fall apart real easy and everything slips out. But then you kind of get the gist of what it's about. Then upgrade to plastic. Then upgrade to a metal and see what that feels like because they're very different.
Yeah.
But you just need to see how it fits on your cock and how comfortable it's going to be. Because people are like,
It's
oh,
going
I
to fit
can't,
uncomfortably.
I can't
surely.
wear that to the gym. And I'm like, yes, you fucking can wear that to the gym. Go to a fucking cubicle and change. I don't want to hear your excuses. Unless you've got a job that requires you to get your cock out.
Priest.
They should definitely be in fucking chastity, those guys. Definitely, 100%. If there is an advert for chastity, it should be those guys.
It should be a prerequisite
Yeah,
when you go in
100%.
for the priest interview.
Yeah.
They should be like, let's have a look.
Let's have a look. Put that chastity cage on.
Come up, get him
Who's
out.
going to hold the key though? For all of
The
the
Pope,
priests?
obviously.
The Pope, the head, the head chastity key holder.
The Pope, yeah.
The Pope will hold it.
He
Aren't they
should just
supposed
be
to be
walking
celibate
around.
anyway?
Huh?
Aren't they supposed to be celibate anyway?
Yeah, exactly. So they should, in theory, be wearing chastity cages.
Yeah.
I wonder how much less
It's a whole lot of
abuse
issues.
would be if they were all locked up.
Well, 100% less.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, no, because fingers. They got fingers and tongues. We've got
Fuck
really deep
me,
there. Well, I'm just trying to think, like...
I'm going to have to edit this out of the podcast, aren't I?
Fingers and tongues all in the bums. So yeah, no, I just chastity is just a really good way to control your partner. It adds layers especially when we can't
fucking
be
hell.
together 24/7 and things like that. It's something that you do for me that pleases me, and it's like a trust building exercise. It's that constant power over him. It makes him feel more submissive as the weeks go on as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like you get into like a sub space. So when you actually have a session with me, it's more intense because the need
Because you've
to...
not been able to get hold of your Johnson for the last 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those of you that have just started watching us over on YouTube, you're probably wondering what's happened the last 10 minutes or so. We can't put on YouTube.
because Michael's got a stick out.
Michael had his dick out. But you can see the full unedited version of the podcast over on OnlyFans,
I think so.
I think.
I think
We're trying to
maybe.
get it sorted now.
I don't think we're allowed to do this on Patreon. I don't think you can get...
You definitely can't do this on Patreon.
There should be like a kinky, like something that
Yeah,
isn't
so
OnlyFans, but
you
is.
can see the full version over on OnlyFans, and the link will be somewhere. I don't know. Figure it out. You're grown ups.
And you can see Mike's balls. Yay! But yeah, no, keep most of it in there because the chastity talk is good because so many people do chastity. And
Oh
you
yeah,
never
I just
even
cut
think
it
about
like just before we decided to do what we did.
But so many people are.
And then I'll probably bring it back in after that really
Yeah.
horrific conversation we had about priests and
Yeah.
school teachers.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
But loads of people wear chastity. Like it's another way. You know, we were talking about techniques of how to control your sub in public and things like that.
Yeah.
So the day collar was one. Chastity is also another one because you're wearing the key, the jangle of the keys, like.
Yeah.
And it's just a way of checking in. So these are all subtle ways that you can use with your partner. And you can do fun things like, I want you to clean the house. If you clean the house, then you can be unlocked for 10 minutes and we can play and then back in you go. So it's like a really good way to have like fun in your relationship.
Yeah.
Well, fun to some, obviously not fun to you, but...
I get it. No, I do. I completely get it. I do get
Yeah.
it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I just not on your fucking life.
Well...
Do you get what I mean though?
Yeah.
Like I completely get why you do it, and I understand how it could make things like more exciting.
Yeah.
But
It's just another sex toy sort of thing.
no,
Like,
thank
and
you.
like a chastity tease. So when I'm touching his cock cage and that,
Yeah.
you can still feel certain things and vibrations and stuff, can't you? And he's still getting excited, and it's still, you know, oh, I could get close to orgasm and things like
Yeah.
that. But they just don't get the full shebang, and then you don't get the post-nut clarity. You don't get the ooh, because sometimes when a man ejaculates, they instantly are like ooh, and they get like drop, don't you?
Yeah.
You get like sub drop and things like that. And sometimes when you don't have the ejaculating part in there, they don't have that feeling because it's not that rush of like hormones and sperm and all of that.
What is sub drop?
You can explain it because I don't get it.
It's actually quite hard to explain. It's just after
Do it in your very best English accent.
I can't. It's basically so after you've done a session, it's just sort of a come down, really.
Yeah.
And your brain is sort of all fuzzy, and afterwards you can sort of think, you know, you reflect kind of on what you've done, and you have to go back to a normal life where then you have more stresses to deal with.
Yeah.
So you can just feel a bit. It's low energy. It's just like a drop. You've done something really exciting, really fun.
Oh, so it's just like a drop in adrenaline, essentially.
Yeah, essentially. You might just need a day or so to recover. Just sit, watch
But it's
TV, do
Just
something
need to sit
fun.
down and a sugary drink, love, don't you?
But
Kinda.
it's not just physically, it's mentally as
Yeah.
well. Because when you do like really intense scenes like we do, like ours have become more and more extreme. When we first started, they weren't extreme at all. Now they're like super extreme. We're like pushing boundaries and limits, aren't we? And we're adding more and more layers. And so when you're in there and you're pushing someone to their absolute max, they then come down like mentally. You're like, was that the right thing? Am I okay? Am I safe? Like your mind tries to play games on you. Like, should I have enjoyed that? Am I okay? Like, doesn't it? Like your mind just plays tricks on you. Like, am I a normal
really?
human being? Like you get cum guilt, you get all sorts of, because I get it as a dom. I'm like, did I do my best? Did
Yeah.
I do the safe practices? You know, am I going to feel that high again doing this with someone else? Like you get all of those feelings as a dom, just not in the submissive mode. We get it in the dominant mode.
Right, but it's
we
essentially
both
the same sort of thing.
Yeah, but we both experience a drop. So I'll always check in with Mike and be like, "You okay?" and stuff. And then sometimes you're a bit quiet for a couple of days, and then I'll be quiet for a couple of days, just because we need time for the dust and cum to settle, don't we?
Dust and cum.
It can vary from person to person about what you need afterwards. So normally after a session, you know, obviously I'll drive back home and then I might be quiet for the rest of the evening because I just want to get in bed,
Process.
And cry. Yeah.
Yeah,
You just process.
just process really. Yeah, it's just it takes a lot of energy out of you as well. So it's just a physical and mental drain after doing something so intense.
And you've been looking forward to it for like
Yeah.
weeks, haven't you, as well? You like build it up in your head. It's like being on a roller coaster. You're like, yay! And then afterwards you're like, oh, yeah, that was really good. That was really good. And then when you're home, you're like, oh, you suddenly drop a bit. It's that spike.
Okay.
I suppose you kind of think about like sort of a little bit like being hungover.
Yeah.
You've had a really fun night and now you sort of just need a day of rest and recovery to get over
just
it.
chill out. On the
Right.
bed and-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to, a hangover.
Yeah.
Because when you're hungover, you feel vulnerable, you feel a bit, you feel a bit, So I
Okay.
would say, it's like a hangover. Yeah, it's a really good way of
I don't have
describing
them,
it.
so I don't know what that one's like
I
either.
know, you're just superhuman at this point.
Yeah.
I
Aren't
am.
you? You are.
And handsome and funny. Mental, isn't it? So what's your weird sex thing?
Oh God, how long we got?
Hour and a half or so? Something like that?
So just what I'm into mainly.
What are you into now? Because kinks change.
Yeah. So
Just tell me the story, man. I don't know, whatever.
as of right now, primarily what I'm into is heavy and extreme bondage with
Sorry, crackling.
yeah.
Oh my God, I've done it again. Sorry. There we go. That's better. I will stay still now. Sorry, go.
Yeah. So primarily what I'm into is extreme heavy bondage with latex, and then you've got sensory deprivation,
Okay.
breath play, edging as well as one of them, CBT, sounding.
Which one's the edging one again? That's not the knife one, that's the other one.
No, that's edge play. Edging is where you bring them to the edge
Yeah, okay.
before they ejaculate. So you build it up each time you get closer and closer.
Boot worship, foot worship, latex worship. God, is there what am I not into?
Intox, you quite like intox.
Yeah, intox.
What are you into?
Electrics.
You don't like wee wee. You don't like poo poo.
No.
Does anybody?
Yes,
Yes.
loads of people.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the stable have drunk my piss. Okay.
All right.
You've even tried it
I've sampled
once.
it. I did not enjoy
You
it.
fuck you.
Oh, I sampled it.
Bitch, sampled it. He's just not into it. But you wouldn't mind being pissed on.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
That's fine.
Oh, well, that's okay.
He doesn't want to ingest it. You're not. What else don't you like?
Probably like needles and blood.
So
Yeah,
essentially,
I'm
if
fine with
you were in...
that. You're not very good with CP. You like it to a
No.
degree.
Yeah.
Corporal punishment, so spanking and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's got a sensitive bum bum.
Essentially, if you were in the Scouts, you'd have all the badges then, pretty much.
I'd have a fair few, yeah.
He'd have a lot. He can do pegging as well, but only certain sizes.
Yeah, I haven't got a elastic asshole, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You haven't got an elastic asshole.
No.
No, not like my mature asshole.
Well, that's the name. That's the name of this week's podcast, isn't it?
I haven't got an elastic asshole.
That's what I'm going to call it. You watch.
Yeah. But how did you? So those are your kinks now.
Yeah.
But when you first entered the scene, let's talk about it. So how did you get into the scene?
Well, I first got into
How
it.
old were you? Where's it come from?
I was 18, so literally started out.
Okay.
I knew that I liked sort of kink stuff from various sources when I was a teenager.
Is that the internet, or would you say just role playing with girlfriends, or like where does it come from?
I honestly don't know. If I had to think, I'd probably something like Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Or like
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like from watching like
cartoons.
superhero shows and that, because you got all the.
How did Power Rangers make you
got the
want to
top-
wear a
you got-
cock cage?
you got the-
What episode specifically in Power Rangers made you go, I'm going to put a cock cage on?
No idea. No, it's because you've got like the tight outfits, and then you've got the heroes sometimes get captured and tied
Yeah.
up, and it probably just came from that somewhere, I think.
Really?
I'm not actually too sure where it all came from. I just knew I'd seen it, and then I liked it.
Yeah,
Huh.
like
And
we
then-
discussed previously.
Yeah.
Childhood things like your.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Everyone always thinks it's just porn, but it's not.
Yeah.
It comes from a very early age.
I think porn definitely played a part. That gave me a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
But then a lot of the kinks I now have, I got from going to events or going to socials and learning and trying new things.
Okay, so you're 18.
Yeah, I was 18. Joined up on FetLife.
Okay.
Went to a few events and munches sort of around
Yeah.
What is a munch?
Bristol. Yeah.
What is a munch?
What is a
Are you
munch?
asking me,
What is
or-
a munch? I'm asking you. What's a munch?
Just a social gathering of kinksters, normally in a pub or a bar, but it's
And
all
what
completely
happens?
vanilla. You just sit around and chat.
Oh, they're sandwiches.
Occasionally.
Ooh.
Actually,
Yeah, some people might bring a bit of food.
have we been to a munch?
Is that why it's called a munch?
Have we been to one?
No, not the local ones around here. I've been to munches in the past, obviously, but we together combined, we've not.
Oh, okay.
Our friend goes to one. They were local one, but we don't get on with the munch lead around here. So
Do we not?
no, we don't. She was rude, remember?
Oh yeah, fuck her.
Right, carry on. So it's social. You get sandwiches, and you just talk about kinks.
Yeah.
You rarely do anything.
You
in
don't
it.
even always talk about kinks. You can talk about anything. Like a lot of people talk about
Power Rangers.
Yeah, or D&D, Magic the Gathering. That's normally gets talked about quite a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
Quite a lot of D&Ders in the kink world.
Yeah,
A lot of
quite a lot.
risentism.
There is a disproportionate number
There
of
is- there's a-
Dungeons and Dragons players in kink.
Yeah. And Magic the Gathering.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why. I mean, I
Tism.
don't wonder why. I know why.
It's always the tism.
It's the tism and the ADHDers
It's got to be, isn't it?
and the spurgers.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think most people, most
Yeah,
people,
you said this before. I
are
don't think it's most
neurospicy.
people. I think
a lot of people, a high percentage of
Yeah.
people that are into kink have either come because they're neurospicy, trauma, or they've had something happen to them in their childhood.
or they like the Power
Positively,
Rangers.
or yeah.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah. How random.
So you're 18, going to munches, you're doing that,
Yeah,
then what?
doing that. Started seeing professional DOMs about a year or so later, just because it was easier at the time. It's quite hard to meet people in that kind of scene. So I did that,
Especially
and-
dominant women.
Yeah, like Bristol as well, where I'm from. It's very male dom, female sub orientated.
Male dom, female sub.
Yeah, there
Okay.
are a fair few pro doms, but obviously that's outside of the sort of the more casual kink community.
And
Okay.
What was it like at a munch, being a submissive man?
It's fine. You just chat about random crap, but it's just if you go to events, it's normally where it's more prominent because obviously you get to see everyone else having play and that kind of stuff, and it's just quite hard to find someone who you can then play with. But it's also because there's so many more male subs than there are female doms.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah, of
you're
course,
playing,
yeah.
it's a numbers game really. But so I did that. Went to go see some pro doms. I then got into a
Give us your first experience of pro dom, please.
I'm
I'm intrigued to hear this, actually.
It was all.
Do you not
quite
know
nice.
this? Have you not heard this before?
Yeah, I probably have, but
Yeah, I think it was, if I remember correctly, we just did a bit of boot worship and some bondage. That was pretty much it, really. And then just from there, just tried different things.
Yeah.
I then
18 is a young age to start seeing pros and stuff. 19, yeah, that's a young age to start.
Yeah, it does seem quite young.
Yep. Carry on,
Yeah.
sorry. So you've continued from that. You've been doing
yeah.
your sessions.
doing a few sessions for a couple of years, then got into a relationship with someone who was vanilla. So that all the kink stuff went on hold for 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
How did you cope with that?
Not well.
Yeah.
No.
Did you not even? You never went off and did something on the sneaky?
I did towards the end, and that sort of put in my head like, right, this isn't working anymore.
Need to
'Cause
get out of it.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
So that ended for other reasons, but that finished, and then I think I was browsing through FetLife and came across a page which was for Chateau Femme, which is a dressing service
Down here.
down here.
In this
What
area.
do you mean by
So
dressing service?
They will, so for cross dressers or for sissies or any of that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you go to see them. They will do all your makeup, dress you up in all loads of different outfits, whichever you want, and then you have a little photo shoot and all that kind of stuff.
Hold on. How did you go from boot worship to booking in a dressing session? Where was the bit in between?
Yeah,
What happened there?
Because at that point in time, I also quite liked cross dressing, or sissification, as it's also called. So it's the outfits and
Sissification, yeah.
so all the
So being
outfits and
feminised.
stuff, yeah.
I mean,
So
look at
to a
it.
lady?
Yeah.
So that was one of my.
How on earth can you feminise that mess? How
do
is
you
that
mean?
possible?
Actually,
It's got a great big beard.
You've seen
Actually-
do you shave it?
yeah, actually, very, very pretty as a woman. You've seen
You've
the
seen my
pictures.
photos.
They're incredibly popular on Twitter as Maid Michelle. They're very
Oh, I
popular.
have seen them. Yeah.
And
I have
people
seen
are
them.
always so shocked at the transformation.
I forget.
Yes, I know
I think because I can see him now. I'm like, I don't put the two together.
I told you the Lola story, haven't I?
The what?
Lola didn't know it was me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Huh?
We'd
would-
met and they didn't know it was me.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They were talking on the internet as Maid Michelle.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, Michael's in my stable and, well, Lola, sorry, cut that bit out. Lola is a stable friend, so she'll come to events and stuff.
Yeah.
Met Mike loads and loads of times.
Uh huh.
Didn't put the two together. That Mike was actually Maid Michelle.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, had no idea.
If you want to know what we're talking about, go and look at his Twitters.
Maid
You'll
Michelle.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, very beautiful as a lady. Very beautiful.
Well, that's
Anyway.
good because you are munting as a bloke.
Oh, no, you stop it. He's beautiful. He's beautiful. He's a very good looking sub.
He is, yeah. He's most best
handsome.
looking sub in this room. Carry on.
Yeah. I'll take that.
I'd say that.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so I went there, did that, and it was Susie, the lady who runs Chateau Femme.
We've
Yeah.
met her. We've had a cup of tea with her.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Yes,
Yes.
I bought the Shibari frame off her.
And her husband.
Yeah, lovely.
Long-suffering husband.
Yeah, a lovely, lovely couple.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
That's only down the road from here.
Yes.
Oh, right, okay.
She was the one who recommended that I then start a Twitter page.
Right.
So I did that. That blew up
Mm-hmm.
massively.
Yeah.
And then from that, started talking to other people, managed to then get into doing some filming work.
Yeah.
And then through filming, met Miss Poison Candy.
Oh, okay.
Yay.
Yeah, the rest
It's history.
is history, all going from there.
How long has it been? 4 years? Is it 4?
3
Coming up-
it's coming up to 4, I think.
It's coming up to 4, isn't it?
Yeah, because
So-
it was just after the pandemic.
Yeah. So we did a filming day with this sissy-based filming company. I won't mention their names. We left on bad terms.
Yeah.
So we both went to.
Sounds like drama.
It was drama. It's
Yep.
full of fucking drama.
Yeah.
And he is the best thing that came out of it.
Oh, really?
And yeah, 100%.
Why is it so dramatized?
Just because the person running it is
Inappropriate behaviour.
inappropriate behaviour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've covered it before. Like, we had a very bad falling out. They just treated me really disrespectfully. Just inappropriate behaviour. Just wasn't professional. It just ended badly. I'm not gonna out them. I'm not gonna say anything nasty, but it wasn't appropriate. And I forgive, but I will not forget.
Okay.
But yeah, so we met on a filming day set, which was great. It was really good fun, actually. We
Yeah.
filmed with a couple of others that I've stayed in touch with, which was really lovely. And from there, we just clicked.
Yeah, just got along really well. I think kink-wise, we just fitted quite nicely. And then
Yeah.
personality outside of kink, we get on quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both being a bit alternative. Both kind
Like a
liking
couple of
similar things.
besties.
Nice.
Way.
Yeah,
I speak to you every day.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty much. I
yeah.
think there's been like 2 or 3 times that we haven't spoken for the day,
Yeah.
but we generally are in touch every single day.
Yeah.
You've met our family. You've met Dan's family.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you've met loads of people in my life and been with me 4 years. I mean, you've met all the other subs, and you've been with me since like very nearly the beginning, haven't you? From like events
much, yeah.
points of view and
Yeah.
stuff, not like from professionally, but since I've started going to like events far and wide, like the BBB and things like that, I would always take Maid Michelle and I'd always
Yeah.
take Rewired. So we've done Bitches Unleashed, we've done BBB, we've gone up to London and done filming days, we've
Yeah.
done all sorts of stuff together.
Been all over.
Yeah, and we session quite regularly as well, don't we? So
Yeah.
Okay.
so yeah, we just started talking, started hanging out a bit, and then one day, like after a few months, we were like, this is really working for us. I really enjoy your company. You're a good boy, generally. And then I was just like, yeah, I think it's time that we made it official. And you
Yeah.
got your collar, and the rest is history. And
What
we
does
do.
the nighttime collar look like? Just totally different to that.
It's just a collar and a chain, isn't it? It's just a
Yeah,
like a
that's basically what you just wear for sessions or if you're at an event.
yeah.
Oh, I think the one you had on BBB.
Yeah, one of them. Just a thing with a chain. But this is the
Yeah.
important one. This is the one. The day collar is the always like, it's the extra mile, because some people just earn the collar, won't they? But the day collar is quite special because
Yeah.
you can wear it every day. It's a
Do you keep that
permanent
on at work
reminder.
and stuff as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
You just tuck it in underneath the shirt.
Yeah, that's why I made it
And
like
then-
that, so it
yeah.
dangles.
Oh,
And
okay.
If anyone asks, it's like, oh, it's just a chain.
Hmm.
It's quite a subtle way of doing it because it's quite hard for male subs to wear a collar
Yeah.
There's, like female subs, you've got like the chokers with the big rings on it.
Yeah.
You can wear those quite easily. They're sort of fashionable now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which makes it quite confusing sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I've been to like nights out before, and you see the people wearing it. It's like, are they kinky or not? I don't know.
Yeah.
We saw it in that chicken shop, didn't we? When
Yeah.
those people were wearing it at the chicken shop, and Mike was like, oh, they're wearing a collar. And I was like, oh, I don't.
Yeah,
But they,
but those were guys.
they were guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were wearing like slave collars, and we were like, are they? Are they?
Oh, I
I'm-
see what you mean.
I'm pretty certain they were all pups.
Yeah, they did look like pups,
Yeah.
didn't they?
What do you mean by pups?
Pups, like pups. The people with the masks.
Pup play.
Pups. Pup play. Like little butt plug
Yeah.
things. And
Oh,
Yeah.
the ones that fetch a ball and then.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've done that a few times.
yeah, but you liked that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Pet
Well,
play.
pup play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're not into? What don't you like? Other
We've
than
already
the
said.
wee
Just
and the
said.
poo and the
Yeah.
something
And the
else.
needles.
And the needles.
Not really ball torture. You're not into like heavy testicle.
Not like
Smashing.
not like ball busting, but like weights and
Yeah,
twisting,
quite good.
clamping,
Yeah.
stretching, that stuff I like.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, my
So- so-
shoulders hurt.
It's a fun sensation.
No, it's not.
I can take more pain on my balls than I can on like on my nipples. It's
Oh, your
weird.
ass. Your nipples
my ass.
are not
Yeah.
good at all.
No,
His
they're
nipples are
terrible.
so sensitive.
Really?
Yeah, like yours.
Yeah, I can't do any of what you've mentioned. I can't do it. If somebody went like that to my testicle, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm
you are
out.
literally out.
I put myself
Which
on
is
a
weird
36
because you
day
can
ban.
take so much pain because when you hurt your ribs, like you weren't really on that many painkillers and stuff. So you
Yeah.
actually can, but when it comes to like anything like a flick of the nipple, the dick or anything, you're not very good at that.
No.
I think it's
not
because
for
you
me.
just don't want to be. I think you've got the potential to be very good.
What?
What? Because you are good with pain. I think it's just because it's a kink based thing. You're like, no, I'm not into that. So, but I think if you actually tried, you'd be
I don't
alright.
want to do pain in my free time. If I've been injured, then I'm injured. I'll just get on with life.
Yeah,
But I'm not going to. If
but you're
that's.
strong enough to take the pain, is what I'm saying. So you could potentially be quite good with pain,
No, I'm all right.
and it's something you build up to as well.
Yeah,
like,
you don't just start off.
the
go
first day I met
whole
Michael, I
hog.
wasn't like
Yeah.
straight up and
You don't do a 100 cane for your first session.
no, unless you're Dave.
Yeah, well, unless you're some madman.
Yeah, you have got some subs that do that there.
I do,
Yeah.
but I mean, he's spent years doing it with his partner before coming to see me, so he was trained.
Okay.
I loathe caning with a passion.
Oh, he hates it.
So
Can't
what would you?
stand it.
What would be like your ideal session? How long is it? How long is it normally? An hour? 2 hours?
Normally we go for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I would like to do like obviously longer sessions, but obviously
It's expensive.
money. Yeah.
Right.
But, like, I
that's,
will-
that's like the only limiting factor really. We
Yeah.
have, isn't it?
Yeah, but we
Um,
are going to do a long wrapping thing, like we
Yeah.
are gonna
So
do.
like extended. Bond,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
like your top dream is to what? Be in a body bag or extended
yeah, just
bondage.
do like 6-8 hours in like either a sleep sack or a pallet wrap or even a vac bed.
But you want to do 24 hours, don't you?
I would try to attempt 24 hours, but that would have to be probably like a leather sleep sack, so it's a bit more. You have a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Your ideal session
Yeah.
is to lay in a sleep sack.
Yeah.
What the fuck is a sleep sack
It's
first?
like a big sleeping bag, but it's made out of leather or latex, and then you get in it, zip it up, and then you've
lock it
got straps and belts that go over it, and you're just like that.
So essentially, your ideal session is to go to bed
Yeah.
for 6 hours.
Well, not really.
Not really, no, because it's a bondage.
Kind of though. Kind of though.
It's like
It's kind of like going to bed for 6 hours.
It kind of puts him in like a meditative state.
Yeah.
Like the act of zipping him in
Yeah.
and putting him in makes him quite fuzzy in the head, and he starts to go a bit light. And he's like a very
But what do you do in this scenario for 6 or 8 hours?
I don't know, whatever I want.
Yeah.
Whatever I want. Generally,
Or
though,
I go shopping.
So normally because we've got 2 hours with Mike, he's very audio responsive, aren't you?
Yeah.
And touch responsive.
Hmm.
And he likes a bit of intox. He likes a bit of breath play and stuff.
Oh, so you'd still be fucking with him whilst he was in bed for
Yeah.
6 hours?
So so
Oh,
I will,
you're not
like,
just
be
put to
sounding
bed
him.
and then the lights get
No,
turned
but
off
he
and
can
that's
do
it.
that.
You
But
can do that.
he'd be quite happy to do that as well.
I'm so
But
confused.
because I want some amusement, I don't just want to sit there and leave
Yeah.
you. Like,
Want some amusement?
well, yeah, because
Yeah.
I like what I do. I don't just want to sit there on my phone while he's in a sack. That's boring for me. So I do the things that I like to do. So I whisper in his ear. I'll set the scene. I'll give him
Right,
fantasies. We'll do some intox
This makes more sense.
play,
No, why
breath
didn't you mention this bit?
play.
You didn't let me.
Yeah, you're just talking. But what we tend to do is I do have sleep sacks, but we tend to use pallet wrap.
Yeah.
Because it's easy, it's versatile. I can do
Okay.
it nice and tight. We
Yeah.
can pallet wrap his arm, like all different parts, and I quite like that.
Yeah.
And I like the feeling.
Oh yes, that's
of
where you get
the-
wrapped up at the bizarre.
Yeah. It was on the floor.
A few times ago.
Yeah.
Wasn't somebody feeding you cake or something?
Yes.
Yes.
That happened, didn't it?
Yeah.
It did happen.
You were wrapped up and somebody was feeding you cake.
Yeah, she was trampling me for a bit. And then just wandered off somewhere. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then came back and was like, oh, I have some cake. Do you want some? I was like, yeah, sure. And then just started feeding me. I was like, what is going on?
Laid on the floor, wrapped up, getting fed cake.
At this event, and we're smacking people about, and Michael's just laying there with this girl on top of him, feeding him cake. And I was like...
I was looking around for somebody else to go, this is fucking mental. But nobody else realised how mental it was. Because it's normal.
Because it is normal. It's our normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're just... What is going through your head? Like, I don't know. I know what's going through my head when I'm doing it to you. But I always think, like, what is going in your head? Are the words that I'm saying coming through? Are you...
Yeah, I think, like, as an overarching kink, what I primarily love is, like, objectification. It's that you are no longer you are being made into something else. So that's, like, dronification.
Yeah.
We do a lot of that.
Like that kind of stuff. And so when you're all wrapped up and tied up and you've got no senses, all you got is you can hear stuff. And then, yeah, it's just... I just get like audio reception. You just float. You just feel very relaxed, and you just sort of sink away. Your mind just turns off. Yeah. And then you focus purely on the sensation that you feel, whether that be touch, whether that be pain in some cases. And it's very audio as well, so you can hear.
It's the anticipation, isn't it? As
you're
well.
a good sub. You're a slave. That's it. You're nothing now. You're just this.
You're filthy slut. Yeah. You're no longer a man. I've taken away from you. Like. That's part of the dronification, like you're...
Yeah, I get that.
And that's the part of the rapping is you're taking away that human side of him.
How did you figure out that you liked that?
A lot of it just through trial. I knew that I liked being tied up.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed, I fidget quite a lot.
Yeah.
And so like being tied up is you can't move, so it just relaxes me.
Okay.
And it's just the restrictive feeling is quite nice.
Yeah, you're not claustrophobic.
No. It's sometimes it's quite hard to explain. Like everyone tries to like psychoanalyze why people like stuff, but some people just like it for.
You just like it because it feels nice. Yeah. You like the way it makes you feel.
Yeah.
Have you tried a weighted blanket?
Yeah.
Have you tried being pellet wrapped and weighted blanket? We should do that.
Yeah,
there we go. We'll do that. Yeah. He likes the feeling of the some people don't like it. I don't like the compression. Like when you lay on me and we're wrestling or something, sexy wrestling.
Wrestling.
I
get the oil in there.
Yeah. And you like bear down on me. I hate that feeling. I'm like, but if I sit.
Oh, when I go limp.
Yeah, but when I sit on top of you and I apply some pressure or things like that, you quite like that. That makes you feel like, he gets relaxed by that. Whereas I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah.
It's just like the sensations of being wrapped, of having it over certain areas of your body. So it just feels nice.
And it's also like it enhances your other senses, doesn't it? So like touching, because that's why I like the pallet wrap as opposed to like the latex beds and the leather, is because when I pallet wrap him, he can still feel like my nails running up and down him more so than if he was in maybe a latex or a leather bag so much. Yeah. Latex maybe not so much because it's slightly thinner, but you've got to be careful of your nails and stuff. Whereas with pallet wrap, it doesn't matter if a little bit rips and stuff. And with the pallet wrap as well, it's really easy to like rip around his cock and then his penis is exposed. So then that gives me an opportunity to put electrics on, to do some torture methods, to use sounds, to put a vibrator or a slub on it, like. And it's just, whereas if you're in a bag, you've got the zips and stuff and you could get caught and that would be painful as fuck. But
that's happened.
It has happened. But yeah, no, it just makes it easier. It's more versatile. It's quick. It's easy. It's cheap. Yeah. And it's very secure, isn't it? Like if you wrap tight enough, and then it does get warm.
You can also do with pallet wrap, you can put like duct tape and that over the top. So it's really tight.
And you can.
It just takes a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must take quite a while. Yeah. How do you do the pallet wrap thing? I'm supposing you're standing up.
Yeah.
And then you get pallet wrapped and then she just kicks you over.
I just stand up and spin.
Yeah. I'm like spin round and then he starts getting lightheaded. I'm like spin round more.
I did actually think about this the other day. Have you ever seen how hay bales get wrapped up?
Yeah.
Obviously,
you just need a big lazy Susan.
There you are. I grew up on a farm, so we used to pallet wrap hay bales.
There you go.
That's where it came from.
There we go.
Maybe that's where it's from.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, they do. They go.
Yeah. Maybe you saw that sexy hay bale get wrapped up and you're like, hello.
A lazy Susan. That's a fucking
Just
brilliant
stand
idea.
just stand him on a lazy Susan.
Yeah.
That would be really fun.
Have you seen those videos? I bet you've seen these videos.
Probably.
They're online.
He's probably in them.
You've seen these videos where they get a few mates to sit on a roundabout, and then one of the other mates gets his back tyre from his moped
Oh, on the playground. Yeah.
Oh, no, what?
We
on the playground roundabout. He puts his back tyre on the moped and revs
Yeah.
it, and it spins real fast.
Oh, really?
That's how you can wrap him up.
We attempted that when we were teenagers, but it didn't work.
You need a lazy Susan and a moped.
Right.
You can
I've got
actually,
both.
you can actually buy the machines that actually will swivel around you
Oh, really?
and will wrap you. Yeah.
Oh, I kind of like the wrapping myself though, because
Yeah.
I can monitor how tight it is. I can be quite sensual with it as well. I'm not just like, yeah, fucking turn around.
You sound
So,
like a control freak.
I'm like,
There's a machine for this, and you're like, no.
no, because I like the
I
human
must be in
process of it.
charge.
Because I'm doing enough anyway to dehumanize you. I like it when you're going into that, and I'm still got that control. Like
Wouldn't it
I'm
make you feel
wrapping
even
you.
more dehumanized though, getting wrapped by a machine?
Yeah, maybe I don't know, but it just takes away the fun. It has to be fun for me as well.
Do we know anybody that's got a hay baler?
Probably you.
Yeah.
Got a few
Or
friends.
Now he has a higher
A
one.
Courtney,
bale wrapper,
Courtney
sorry.
has. I could get Courtney to bring
yeah, we need a
hers.
bale wrapper. That's what we
Okay.
need.
Official bale wrapper for the dungeon.
Hmm.
So yeah, but when you first started, you were very much dressing, sissy, maid, being pretty, that sort of thing. So when I
How long
first
did that
met
last
Mike,
for then?
I kind of fell into it because I liked the feminization stuff on the side. Like my primary love has always been heavy bondage, that kind of stuff. I just liked the idea of dressing, probably because it's more interesting than the male fetish way you get, which is all just shirts and trousers.
Yeah,
So-
we've discussed that a lot
Yeah.
on this
So
podcast.
so by dressing, you get to wear dresses and all the different more fun stuff basically.
Okay.
more pretty stuff.
But then because I made the Twitter account as Michelle,
Yeah.
and that grew quite popular,
Mhm.
I kind of felt I was kind of sort of stuck with it for a little bit.
Oh, you
became-
sort of painted yourself into a corner.
Kind of, yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. And while I like the dressing stuff, I'm not as into the actual sissy play type stuff. I don't mind it. It's just not my main thing.
Okay.
There's different types of sissy
It's
play.
like
Yeah.
like a side order.
Side quest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the onion rings.
And then it got to a point occasionally where I would meet people as myself,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt almost like they liked Michelle, but they didn't like me.
Yeah.
Right.
That was
okay.
a big thing that you went
Yeah.
through a couple of years ago.
So basically, I had a few people sort of. I know they didn't mean it in a negative way, but they would say, "Oh, you look amazing as Michelle,"
Yeah.
and it's like, thanks.
But just,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Yeah, because
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
And there would be a lot more filming opportunities and
that
stuff
must be quite
presented,
irritating.
yeah,
Wouldn't there? You were given a lot more opportunities with certain people and things when
Yeah.
he was a beautiful woman, because sissification sells really well for some people. So people would use Mike and be like, come to this filming day and stuff. But if he wanted to be a man, they would be like, he's just like everyone else.
Some places have. There are still some places who I've occasionally filmed with who like they'll do male
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
as well. It's just
Yeah.
I mean, as Michelle, you get approached by loads of different people saying, "Oh, do you want to come do filming on this, do filming on that?" And it's like,
Oh,
not
really?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
I guess
of,
maybe
a lot of
there's.
blokes.
Is there not a lot of pretty sis? Is that the right word? Sissies?
There are a lot of
Yeah,
pretty
or
sissies, but
femmes.
a lot of them use filters, face filters, and things like that. What you see on the internet is a filtered fucking picture normally.
Yeah.
So when these people
Yeah.
actually go filming and stuff with you, they don't look like what they look like on their X profile. Whereas Mike doesn't filter his pictures; he is just beautiful as a woman.
Yeah.
So he was very, very popular, very, very quickly, and you kind of got carried away with it at one point,
Yeah,
didn't you? Where you
yeah.
were like, should I take hormones? Do I need to There's a point where you were so
it went-
heavily
It went to a period 'cause-
into it.
yeah, because I've never really liked the way I look.
Right.
But you're of that generation. How old are you?
I'm 30 now.
Yeah. But you're of that younger generation, so the likes, the popularity, the things like
yeah,
that
this
will
is the discussion we had earlier on, wasn't it?
influence.
Like,
And,
Likes have become a currency now.
but you were
Likes and
beautiful.
follows.
Yeah.
So you're
it's-
not confident in yourself, are you? You're not.
No, but and then again, you get a lot of praise
Mm.
because sissies are so popular, and like you get a lot of praise.
Yeah.
Like, even now, like my male account, Miguel has got like 500 odd, 600 odd followers, whereas
Uh-huh.
Michelle's on like 30,000,
Which is more than me.
which is mad.
Oh wow, really?
It's that popular because so many people love it.
But it is generally other sissies or
Yeah.
old men looking to fuck young guys dressed as women.
Then you get a lot of
Right.
compliments. A lot of people saying, "Oh, you look amazing. You look really nice." You get approached to do different things, so you think, "Oh, maybe I should."
Oh, I see what you mean.
Get carried away.
So it was a bit of a rough, I don't know, 6 months. It didn't last very long. I quickly realised, like, no.
Yeah, because I gave you a fucking boot up the arse.
A little bit, plus shaving is a massive pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's the sole reason I have a beard.
Had to shave everywhere, and those ingrowing hairs are
Everywhere?
Not like everywhere.
I used to get waxed.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Nope, not for me either.
And you're quite a hairy person, so
Fairly, yeah. I haven't got much chest hair or back hair, which is quite nice.
but like pubes and beard and and you get ingrowing hairs. With men, it's more susceptible as well to get ingrowing hairs, aren't you? So
yeah, you have a wax, and literally like the day later, it's just, there's ingrown hairs everywhere. It's horrible.
Really?
It's painful.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't fancy doing that one either.
So chastity is a massive part of sissification. So we've kept elements of that. We've just turned them into slightly different things because it's very easy these days to get loads of likes, to put yourself in a corner in kink and think this is what I've got to stick with. So the main thing with Mike, when I first met him, he was beautiful. I liked all the sissy stuff with him. We did explore quite a bit of it. Yeah. But there was a point where I was like, he was getting a bit carried away. And I was like, Mike, there is so much more to kink than this. You are so much more than this. Why don't we try some other bits and pieces? And we did, didn't we? We started doing lots more. And that's where you found your true love of like extreme bondage and pushing those boundaries and opening himself up to more kinks. Because he was at that risk point where he was just, this is who I am. This is, you're not as popular as Sub Miguelle because not everyone knows it's you and stuff like that. But you are happier in that kink.
Yeah.
Aren't you? But you've got the pressure of still being Maid Michelle because you are so influential and so beautiful as a woman.
Kind of. I mean, like, I haven't posted on the Michelle page in like 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not completely done with it. Like, I probably will do more stuff eventually.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you'll revisit it again?
Yeah, I think I might like do. I don't mind doing the dressing days, but that's fun because you get to dress up, wear some nice outfits, take some photos. It's just the actual play aspect of it. Like, I think we've sessioned once doing sissy stuff.
Yeah.
Apart from outside of events, maybe.
Yeah.
But pretty much all sessions I've ever done is just tie me up and I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Tie me up, use me, do what you want. I'm pretty good with that.
Yeah, you were meant to come to an event, weren't you? A maid event. And on the day, decided to fucking cancel.
Yeah, I got in trouble for that one.
Yeah, you did get in so much fucking trouble for that.
Oh, dear.
So he paid for this event, he was going to come and everything, and then had a wobble. This is the time when he was like very confused. You were confused, went for a 6-month period of being
It's because as well,
confused.
I was chatting to a lot of sort of other people, and a lot of people as well were talking about like the potential to like go full board.
What do you mean?
And transition.
Oh,
fuck! I think a lot of, I think that's how sometimes that's how some people start off. Maybe they think, oh, I just like dressing.
Yeah.
And then they realize, oh no, actually, they actually are. They
right, okay. So in your mind, you thought that's how the process usually began.
You can put it in your head, yeah.
And you were talking to a lot of people that their fetish was that, and they wanted to take their fetish further. A lot of them wanted to take hormones, and you'd get guys messaging you being like, oh, I'll force feed you hormones, because that's their fantasy, is to turn a man into a pretty woman and have him as his like wife and stuff like that. That's why the trans thing is huge.
It's a really big porn category.
Yeah, massive.
It's forced feminization.
What the fuck? I had no idea.
Yeah.
And it will always be married men who want to force feminize a beautiful boy and turn him into a lady that has to suck their cock and free use and stuff. Like the fetish, some of them are really extreme.
It's probably one of the biggest out there, if I'm honest.
Yeah, forced fem.
In terms of kink.
Are you two making this up?
No.
Can somebody Google that for me?
No, it is.
The big storyline normally is girlfriend or wife doesn't like her husband anymore, will cut him or put him in chastity and then make him wear dresses and sissify him.
Yeah. And then pimp him out.
Yeah, and then make them transition and then pimp them out.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. It's a really popular one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I had no idea. I legitimately had no idea.
So there was a point, wasn't there, where you were like quite popular and you went for a 6-month stage where you were just like, do I transition? And I was like, no, you fucking don't. You're not. This is a fetish, and if you did, you'd regret it. You're not. Yeah. This is just a kink. You've got to separate the kink from gender, sexuality, all of that. And a lot of people, I think, get confused about all of that. That is.
I'm sure they do, but that's not our problem.
I know it's not our problem, but I'm just saying for Mike, there was a point, wasn't there, where you were like, oh, this is what I'm meant to be doing. I should be doing this. And I was like, nope.
It's sort of just, you kind of start thinking to yourself, oh, maybe I'll be more popular. Maybe I'll interact more with people.
Sorry, say it again.
Yeah, you just sort of think maybe I'll be a bit more loved. You'll have a bit more attention on yourself, and because obviously, you just get more attention.
When you mean more attention, you mean more likes and more followers.
Yeah,
and...
just kind of like that, and you think people will be nicer to you, and more people would want to like meet you and see you and do shit with you. Because like I said, like in the past, I've been to events where there hasn't, for me at least, there hasn't been a single like person there who I can interact with, and you just kind of sat in a corner, really. Yeah,
well, that's gonna happen because you're gonna meet people that are expecting to meet Maid Michelle.
Yeah,
and they're not the kind of people you're gonna want to meet anyway.
We had that
as sub Miguelle.
Yeah, we had that at BBB actually.
So it makes more sense to be who you are online and meet the kind of people that are gonna like who you are in real life.
Yeah.
If you're playing a fake person online, they're going to expect to meet that same fake person in real life.
Yeah. And we had that at BBB, didn't we?
Yeah. Someone messaged me saying, like, "Oh, are you going to BBB?" And I said, "Yeah, I am going." And then it was during the market in the day they came over. Yeah. And I think we were together, weren't we?
Yeah.
They went, "Oh, I'm really excited to meet Michelle." And I was like, "Hi." And their face went, "Oh." Like, just dropped. And I was like, "Thanks." And actually that...
oh dear.
That one who did the trampoline and cake feeding.
The veggie cake, yeah.
She was messaging me a little bit afterwards and was like, "Oh, it was really lovely meeting you, blah, blah."
Yeah.
And then I think I just said, she asked me what I was doing that day, and I said, "Oh, I went to go watch rugby with my dad."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, that sounds quite manly." And it's like, "Well, I am a man."
Yeah.
And then that was it. No more conversation.
Yeah. And she was into him that night. Do you remember? She was on top of him, grinding, feeding him cake, wouldn't leave him alone when he was dressed up in that hood and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all night. And I was getting, it was the point where I was getting fucking
You were getting a bit annoyed, yeah.
I was like, look, he's here serving me. I don't mind. I've let him play a little bit. But at the end of the day, he's here. He's got his collar on. Him and Rewired are there to serve me. They're there to help me. I am the matriarch I was doing the station.
You're the queen of everything, yeah.
No, I'm not the queen of everything, but I was the matriarch of the night, so I was doing the spanking and stuff like that in the humiliation station. So I had a job to do. Their job is to support me, and this girl just kept, and they're meant to be watching me, making sure that I'm okay, have I got a drink, have I got my proper equipment and things like that. And I don't mind if they ask me if they want to play, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. But it got to the point where the organisers were like, this person's playing with your sub a bit fucking much. Like, we're not liking seeing this.
Oh,
and so I was like, can you please stop? But she just
get to fuck you, junkie.
She just wouldn't stop. She was just like, yeah. And I don't mind sharing my toys.
Yeah.
Sometimes with appropriate people, because someone has played with you before. Yeah. They put their fucking boot, their stiletto boot, through his flesh hole on his ear.
Oh, I'm so glad you said on his ear.
No, on his ear.
I'm so glad you said on his ear.
She didn't even ask. She didn't ask my permission. Didn't ask his consent. Anything.
That would be a really weird thing to ask, wouldn't it?
But no, can I just play with your sub? And I'd have been like, yeah, sure. But she didn't even ask. And he was on the floor. I didn't want anyone to touch him. You were just doing a task for me. And someone else got involved. And I was like, excuse me, this is between him and I as his dom. And she was drunk, absolutely hammered. And that could have gone fucking wrong.
Yeah.
And it wasn't safe. And I was like, that's my sub. You're not doing safe practices. But at the time, I didn't say anything because I didn't want to humiliate you and make you feel embarrassed, but did not sit well with me. People do think like they're entitled to you sometimes, especially when you're sissy. They're all like, oh, they're very touchy, like they're
grabby,
very fucking grabby, men and women. They assume that just because he's dressed as a female, he's gonna suck their cock or something, don't you? You get that a lot, and that's what happened with the guy at filming.
Yeah, that's basically it. They wanted to meet up under a guise of...
Hold on, I've got so much to process here. I'm struggling to keep up what's going on.
Yeah.
See the steam coming out of his ears.
It's like, what?
I've had so many questions come into my head and then get deleted by another question about the next thing you said. But I'm so lost. I'm so lost.
The filming day that we did...
somebody put the stiletto through his ear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got flesh tunnels in my ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those.
Yeah.
And I was led on the floor between like two benches.
Yeah. What was having a nap again?
No, I was using him as a footrest and foot worship.
Oh, right, okay.
Candy just said, go lie down, because I'm beating the crap out of someone else at the time. And I was just led there doing a bit of chilling, really. And then out of nowhere, I have had actually done before where someone's put their heel through my ear.
Yeah.
But she just did it.
Didn't ask consent, nothing. Not, hi, how are you? Nothing. Just went and did it. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Which is like, if they asked, I would have been absolutely fine with it, but they there was no asking, and then just
How random.
And she was drunk, so if she'd have stumbled, she'd have fucking ripped his ear off. Because they were high shoes.
Worse. She could have
And-
broken her stilettos.
Yeah. Oh no.
Not the
Should
stilettos.
have broken her face. But it got me.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
it got my back up as well. Because as a dom, you should respect another dom if they're getting their sub to do a task. It's generally very bad practice to interrupt. Because even though we're not in an active scene, he's still part of my scene because he's doing what he's told.
Yeah.
So if I'm telling him to lay down on the floor, shut the fuck up, do this, then he's going to do that because that's part of our relationship. That's
Right.
what
Yeah, I got
we're
ya.
into, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's part of our public play. If I'm like, Michael, act like a horse and do this, he'll be like, yes, miss, because that's what his role is. That's what I've told him to do. And he likes that I have that control, and I like that he'll do what I say
Right.
within reason, within his limits.
And then what was the next mental thing you mentioned?
So people presume...
You went from one mental to another mental so quick, I
So
lost
people
everything.
presume that because Mike is dressed up, that he is just going to suck their cock or be an obedient little slut or a cum swallower and things like that. Because Michael
This is during
bi.
this is whilst we're at an event.
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah, or a filming day.
Yeah, I filming days.
Right. Okay.
And then online as well.
Yeah. You talk about it. Go on.
You may speak.
You just get people messaging you saying, "Oh, do you want to come be my slut? Be my, come suck my dick and that kind of shit."
Oh, really?
So I shouldn't be swearing.
No, you can swear.
swear
It's
away,
our
buddy.
podcast. You can do what you like, babes.
And then with the whole sissy filming place, basically they just said, "Oh, come down and meet for a coffee or just to hang out, whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, all right, that's fine." And then they messaged back, "Oh yeah, and I'll get us a hotel room." I was like,
For a coffee?
"Yeah." I was like, "Why do you like?" Bearing in mind I'm coming down on like one day, I've got work the next day. And then I just said, "Oh, is it okay if Miss Candy comes along?" And then it was, "Yeah, I'm not really feeling it anymore," and just finished it. And they've done this to a few of the other sissies who go to the events.
Oh,
So
really?
basically-
That's why it all sort of that's one of them.
Wanted a hotel night
Yeah.
alone, and Mike wasn't interested. Mike was too polite to say, fuck off, weren't you? You were too polite. You didn't
Yeah.
want to waste your opportunities for filming and stuff, and now you film for much better people like English Mansion.
That's a big old slurp of tea, that, isn't it?
But and he was just inappropriate, and then he was inappropriate with me. Like, it's just inappropriate all across the board.
But it happens. I spoke to other people who are sissies or who cross dress, and you get it all the time.
Oh, listen up. I keep hearing, I've heard a couple of times that sissy's not a good word.
No, sissy is a good word.
Oh.
Sissy's not a bad word. It depends how you're using it. Some people like, so if you're a cross-dresser...
If I say that fucking sissy, then it's bad.
No, it could be if they like humiliation or degrading. They'd love that.
Oh my god, this is a fucking
It's fucking
minefield.
confusing.
I don't know
There's-
why I do this podcast.
There's different
I'm gonna
types
sneeze.
of sissies.
Yeah.
There's different types of sissies. So you get the ones that are praise sluts that just like looking pretty and being feminized and stuff like that. And then they don't
Was
do...
that you?
Yeah.
And they don't do the sexual side of it. They might suck a penis if they like the person.
I
But
might suck a dick.
I dabble in the penis.
he dabbles in the penis. And then you get the ones that like being degraded, hoard out, real filthy. I'm a fucking slut, loads of cocks. Like they like being spat on, used by men, pimped out, glory holes. And then you get people who
Popular
like
girls, we call
then you
them.
get like guys who like to be forced femme that aren't really sissy, but they're indulgent sissy play. So like a woman telling them to be feminine and stuff, and they just like the act of being degraded and dressed up, but not doing stuff with other men. They're just sucking on a mistress's fake penis. And then you just get cross-dressers who would not want to be called a sissy because they like to cross-dress and just have elements of male and female and look nice. And then you get the dressers who just want to be completely female, but they will still not completely trans, but will like to dress up, and they would find it offensive if you called them a sissy because they want to present as a woman.
Yeah.
There's very different. That's why it's important that you get to know what sissy you're dealing with. So when someone says, "I
Is
want a sissy
there
session,"
an umbrella term that you can use so that nobody gets offended?
not really.
I mean, I can-
Feminization.
Feminization, probably.
Yeah.
That's it, is
feminization.
it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, sissy, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get everything from people completely straight cis men who just like to be made to wear lingerie,
Yeah.
and that's humility. Like, don't do any makeup or anything like that. Just wear lingerie or panties, and oh, look at you, ha ha.
Yeah.
You've then got cross dressers who just like to present as feminine,
Uh-huh.
as female, and then just maybe take photos or maybe go for a wander, but they are still men.
Yeah.
You've then got sissies who that's more of like the big petticoats and with the frilly dresses.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I know what you
all
mean,
that kind
yeah.
of stuff. And then different play is involved in those different aspects. So again, you can have domestic sissies who just like doing cleaning and chores, and then you have other sissies who like just getting fucked left, right, and center and being humiliated and being degraded.
I have Daisy. She is a trans woman, but also likes being a sissy. So she was originally a sissy, and now she's transitioned into a woman. But she still likes the sissy play. She likes the big petticoats, the big over-feminization. But she is actually, she is transitioned to a woman. So she has boobs.
Right.
Yeah. So there's different, you have to know what sissy you're dealing with. So that's important to ask the questions when you're going into.
It's all very involved, isn't it? I was thinking this when we were having that conversation with Sixtress about rope and shibari and all that. It's so much.
Yeah.
There's so you can make several episodes of this podcast just on rope stuff, and then another one on what was there other things she had going on? Polyamory.
Yeah.
And now the sissy thing. It's just so much. It's the same. Every single sub-genre seems to have multiple fucking sub-genres attached to it.
Yep.
And
That's
all of
insane.
these and all of these groups generally don't like each other within this subcategory as well. There's always a
So some extent, there's some women who don't like the idea of sissification as a humiliation because it's the idea that being a female is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm making you look like a woman to humiliate you.
But not always. Like,
not always. But,
you've got a praise kink. You don't want to be humiliated as a woman. You like
but some people,
the praise.
Some people find the act of, dressing someone up as a woman to then make fun of them is seen as quite degrading towards women.
I get what
in
you're
general.
saying. Yeah. Oh yeah, that sounds like
But if
like
you've got a
something.
degradation fetish like I do, I like degrading and humiliating people. Like I don't get offended by that. Like whether you're a man or a woman, I'll degrade you all. Like because that's what I like. So it's finding someone who matches.
I think you have to be the kind of
what you
person that likes to get offended by stuff to get offended by that.
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe. There's so many umbrella categories within kink and so many different things. Like even with just like bondage, there's rope bondage, there's latex bondage, there's predicament
Leather
bondage, metal bondage.
Yeah.
There's loads of it.
Yeah.
Some people like being put in bondage which causes pain.
Yeah.
They being in really uncomfortable positions. And then other people like myself, I just like the
comfortable
tight
bondage.
feeling of being
Comfortable bondage.
I like to be comfy. I like to be
You
snug.
do like to be comfortable. We've done some like predicament bondage and it's like, ow, ow, can you let me out?
I can do it for a little while.
Like 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, like stress position type stuff.
Yeah.
With the whole sissification and stuff like that. So what is your sexual orientation? I already know this.
I like how Michael's moved away from sissification, but all we're doing is talking about it.
Well, no,
that's fine.
because it's important. It's important to cover it.
I might still do it in the future. I don't know.
It's not. The door is never shut on kinks. Generally, you can always go back to them. Like
Mine
rewired,
is. My door's firmly shut.
rewired
on a lot of them.
replicant.
I'll boot it in for you.
Leave me alone, Michael. I see the way you look at me.
One of us.
One of us. Rewired replicant spent many years dressing up, being a maid, doing that. Will never fucking touch it again. Not into it at all.
Why not?
And they were heavily into the community. They fucking loved
I
it.
wonder what happened there. Why did they like it
Got
1 minute and then
older,
not the next?
Got older, completed most of what they wanted to do, and then moved on to heavy degradation and other stuff.
I think age actually does play a part in it because a lot of the sissies you see
Age.
Not age.
A lot of the sissies you see are quite young. They're normally around about like sort of the early 20s.
I would, agree.
You can present quite female when you're at that age. Obviously, as you get older as a bloke, you look more.
I seem
But
to.
you say that, but a lot of the
Not
Chateau
always.
Femme girls are older.
Not always.
I seem to see a lot of the young ones. Not a lot. I'll tell you what they're like.
TikTok.
They're like Asian people.
Yeah.
They're just like Asian people.
Why?
Because you see, there's lots of young ones.
Yeah.
All those old ones, you don't ever see the ones in the middle. Like
don't,
Asian
really?
people, they're either 20 or they're 105.
That's true.
Yeah.
That seems to be the same with sissies.
It's a
Every
bit like
event I've been
gypsies as
to,
well.
every event I've been
Whoa.
to has always had really young, not really young, like the 20-ish olds.
Yeah.
Or I've seen like the 50, 60-year-olds
Yeah.
doing sissy stuff and not really much in between.
Aren't most of the stables in that the 30 range, aren't we?
No. Some are in your 20s, 30s, 50s, 60s.
See what I mean?
Okay.
There's not like a middle bit. Isn't that weird?
I don't think I've got any 40s. Have we got any 40s? We've got no 40s.
Maybe it's because when you're young, you explore and you're out and about, and then when you get to like your 30s, you then settle down a bit.
Yeah, you're
and then
busy
you
having marriages
and then
and
you
stuff.
re-explore it when you get
Don't
older.
you dare.
Either
One
that
day.
or the middle-aged Asians and the middle-aged sissies are all going somewhere and having a right old fucking party, and we don't know about it.
Maybe not.
Maybe.
So somebody here needs to start talking. There's something going on.
Yeah, where are you hiding? Where are you, 40-year-old Ladies hiding.
Asians and sissies, where are you going?
Where are you going? Tell us your secrets. But yeah, no, that's a good point. Being younger because you are more photogenic, you've got all the things. But I mean, a lot of the Shot FM girls are a lot older and they still absolutely love it, don't they? Yeah. And a lot of people don't actually find, like the older generation, they have obviously worn pants of their sisters and their mums and stole pants, and that's where their fetishes come from at a young age. But a lot of them haven't had the opportunity to dress and stuff, because back in the day, it was a lot harder and underground, whereas now you can dress and not get judged. And the older community...
people were a lot more stabby about it back in the day.
And now older people can. They've got that opportunity to be free and to dress. And like even wives, like where they used to hide it from their wives, people will now actively help their husbands to dress forced female and things like that. It's
I've met a few of those couples.
Yeah, it's more socially acceptable now. It's like pegging. A lot of older people are only just trying it for the first times because it was a socially unacceptable practice. Like it wasn't something that you'd ask your wife and something to do. But because of Instagram, TikTok, social media, now it's fucking on Pornhub's top 5 list or something, isn't it?
It was a whole thing with Ben. It was like, oh, if you like being pegged, it must mean you're secretly gay.
Yeah.
Because there's a dick.
If you like being pegged, you're secretly gay.
You know,
I think maybe
it's
just because it's dick shaped.
Yeah.
If it wasn't dick shaped, probably be alright, wouldn't it?
Won't go in.
Like a
but you know what I mean, though. It wouldn't be so gay if it wasn't dick shaped.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. What is? Get back to it. So what?
If
is
it was a race car,
vroom, vroom.
people wouldn't say, "Oh, that's gay." They'd be like, "He put a race car in his bum."
Do
you see what I mean, though?
They would, yeah.
There you go. Just a thought.
So your sexual orientation? Yeah. Tell me.
I tend to just say bisexual.
But
what does that actually mean?
You could probably say pan, because I don't care what gender you are. If I like you as a person, then I'm game. Okay. If you like me.
But you probably wouldn't date a man, would you?
What's the term? Is it
full homo?
I'm heteroromantic. Yeah. I think is what the term is.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. I'm more attracted to women.
Yeah. And to be in a relationship with a woman.
I'm more emotionally attracted to women, but I'm also still like quite
Doesn't
sexually
that
attracted
just
to
mean
men.
you're a straight-leaning bisexual?
Possibly.
Maybe. And he's just sexually attracted to men. He probably wouldn't pursue a relationship with one, but he will have sex with one.
Is that why you didn't bring me flowers today?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. He's not romantic. He doesn't want to make love. He wants to fuck.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And I've watched him do that.
Yeah.
What? But he won't take cum in the mouth. There's one thing he won't do. He doesn't like the fluid-based stuff in his mouth.
I don't like food.
Very fussy, aren't you? Very fussy.
Is he?
Fussy boy, not having those pisses.
Is he fussy? Because I asked him what he didn't like doing.
He doesn't like piss in his mouth. He doesn't like cum in his mouth.
It's the texture. I don't know.
It's the tism.
God, why did you say that?
It's the tism. It's tism.
Yeah.
Tism.
I'm sneezing today.
I know.
I'm allergic to you and your nonsense.
So yeah, no. And I've seen situations where I've made him do stuff with someone.
Yeah.
With young men?
Young men dressed as ladies and just young men, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And for filming and stuff, like... Mike's not very good at sucking cock.
I like it, I'm just not very good.
He's good at sucking the tip, but anything that requires a bit deeper than the tip...
really?
And I have tried to train it, and it's just...
I've got a really strong gag reflex. It's
very strong.
You useless little slut, Michael.
I hate it. I hate it.
But yeah.
You want to be able to go deeper, and then it's just your body just goes, nope.
So are you currently in a relationship with a man or lady or any of the in-betweens?
No, single Pringle.
Just a relationship with me.
Currently looking?
Yes.
I don't know. I would... The goal would be to meet someone.
What would... So in your mind's eye, if I said, look...
Yeah.
I'm a genie right now.
Okay.
Over there, Michael.
Yeah.
Who do you want?
Daniel!
What's the exact...
Right, you're not getting unlocked for another fucking 4 weeks. Oh, did you?
Oh,
okay.
What's exactly what you're after? What is your ideal? You can build it out of different parts of people if you wish.
In an ideal world, it probably just would be someone who I get along with.
My tummy.
Someone who I get along with on a personal vanilla level as well.
Yeah.
But then is also into kink and is dominant.
Yeah.
And sort of has at least roughly the same kinks as I do.
Okay.
Exact.
I imagine they could have any, and you'd probably be on board.
Yeah, as long as I think if they primarily had like a latex bondage fetish, then
Yeah.
I'd be game.
Is there any kink that this person could have that you wouldn't be interested in?
Well, they could be into heavy CP and caning and stuff like that. And I'm not into
You don't
that.
like that?
No.
Oh, okay. So what does this person look like?
Big titty goth girl. No.
I don't know. That doesn't really matter to me that much.
Not first.
No, I have preferences, but there's
Well, obviously,
nothing-
okay. What's your preference?
I don't know, probably a bit alternative.
Yeah.
I like short hair.
Short hair.
Yeah, I've heard women with short hair.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I honestly don't know. It's just I like people as they are.
So we've talked about this a
I
lot.
don't think I'm
actually.
gonna be able to sell you, mate, on that.
Well, we've spoken about it before because I was like, Michael,
Yeah.
because he is young and he's going to get in a relationship and he's going to get married, he's going to have all this. I'm no doubts about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so where does that leave us? And that's always been a question for us since the beginning, hasn't it? Like,
Yeah.
where does it?
Oh yeah.
Because I would never want him to not have a relationship because of me, and I make that a big point to you, haven't
Yeah.
I? As much as I joke and I'm like,
It's-
you're mine,
Yeah.
my pretty. But like, I have a relationship, so he is more than deserving of having a relationship for his own, having
Yeah.
something of his own. So we've always said, like, how would we make this work? And in an ideal world,
Yeah, I think what complicates it is because if I would date someone who was completely vanilla and
Yeah.
tried to do this on the side, it's
Yeah.
not really an issue.
Okay.
But I would want to date someone who's also into kink and
Yeah.
is also dominant.
Yeah.
And then that would then conflate between who do I actually primarily submit to.
mm-hmm.
So that can sometimes, and then I could meet someone and they could say, right, you are mine. I don't want you seeing Candy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then I wouldn't want to give up what we've got because we have a strong friendship outside of kink.
Yeah, we're not
And there's
just
the whole-
DS, we've got a
yeah.
friendship.
And there's the whole stable, the group.
So essentially, you need to find somebody
So-
else that's in the kink world
Community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That would be
someone
happy
that
who-
to.
would say, "Oh yeah, if you got a dom, that's fine. Happy days. Saves me a problem."
Yeah.
Yeah, or is quite happy to come and see me together, or happy
Oh,
to
you
do
like
stuff
doing
at home.
those, don't you? You
or
like doing the
seeing-
double sessions.
Yeah, or seeing like Mike domming at home with his partner and then coming to still go to the stable events and things like that with me and
Mm.
still being able to come and do bits and pieces.
Yeah.
It's just finding that person who's
Yeah. In an ideal world,
in an ideal world.
they would probably become like they would join in with the stable probably, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
so like I don't know, maybe if they were a switch and you
The
know,
switch would be a nice one
donned
for
me
you.
and then sub to Candy as well. That'd be
Perfect.
perfect world. But
that would be very
Oh, we're
nice.
finally getting near
Yeah.
the question I asked you
Yeah,
20 minutes
like a
ago.
switch would be nice.
yeah, but,
And I quite like alternative girls too, so
They're my favourite.
yeah.
So,
if
what
it
about
happens-
if it was? What about there was like a nice couple out there that was like, "What do you reckon about him, babe?"
Oh, he wouldn't do that.
No.
He's not
No.
into polyamory. No, not a shot. You don't like it.
No.
Oh, we had this conversation.
it's the like I'm not into the multiple relationships.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But,
fuck
like,
that
yeah,
noise. I
but,
don't know
like,
how people can do that. I
yeah.
think that's what Sixtress does, doesn't she? She just
Yeah.
like has multiple people from. I wouldn't know if I was coming or going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
like
couldn't do it.
Mike's like, if I had a relationship with you two, that would be fine.
but like threesomes, foursomes, that kind of stuff, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But not in a relationship setting. You said before that you would like it to be just, unless you change your
I
mind.
know I might have changed my mind. I don't know because I've had my mind changed on cucking before as well.
Have you?
That used to be an absolute no-no. But then
Hello.
and now I'm like, I don't know, maybe.
Oh.
How do you? What do you mean?
Oh.
How do you mean?
Like it used to be like the idea of if I had a partner and then you do cucking, that was like an absolute no-go for me.
Mhm.
But now it's sort of maybe I don't know. Might
Maybe
try
I
it.
would do it.
What you'd want?
So basically, someone
I
else.
don't
He
understand.
would be the cuck.
Yeah.
He'd be in the hotel cuck chair.
She would.
Be getting railed by someone else.
Yeah.
He would be in heavy bondage, having to see and listen to his missus getting railed.
With his little pink cage on,
yeah. Well,
in
he's-
his Power Rangers outfit.
So imagine like I'm fucking you, and he's
I
being
imagine
made.
that all the time.
Yeah, but he's wrapped up like he obviously cares about me a lot, and I'm your dominant and stuff. So that would be a hot scenario for him.
Right,
You come in
right,
and
right.
fix the door like you
Yeah.
did last time. And,
Gotcha, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And he'd probably quite like that because he'd be like, "Oh, I really want that, but I can't have it," and it's that submissive.
Right.
It adds to a layer of the chastity as well. Like it's just
Okay.
an extra layer. That
So we
you can't
essentially we
have.
just if we have to find you somebody in the kink world.
Basically, yeah. So
Well,
and that's
here you go.
gonna be-
Look, you're on it right now.
Hello.
Look how cute he is.
If
but you
any
will
of
have to
you
share.
find young fillies out there, or even some of the ugly ones, this is
Everyone's beautiful.
sub Miguelle X on Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, go and shoot him a message.
Yes. I will allow this.
We can probably find an interpreter for him, so you can understand the English that comes out of his face.
We need to find you a nice
Here,
switchy...
Yeah, listen here now.
We do need to find you a nice
Don't go
switchy
listen to
girl.
Somerset.
Yeah, if you live in Somerset, that'd be even better.
Yeah.
That'd be quite handy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I can drive. I can travel.
Yeah.
I drive down here all the time.
You do.
And he does come to a lot of events with me. So if you're coming to an event that I'm at, guaranteed he's generally there. So we could do some dom dating, doodle-doo, and I could interview them.
I love how this is turning into like blind date for me.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I just thought I'd end it off. I thought I'd round off the podcast by putting you out there and just seeing what was going on, really.
Yeah, I do need to make some more content to actually post on my Miguelle page.
Yeah, we will. Well, we'll start doing that then. Well, we'll bloody do it then, won't we? We need to come down more often then.
Get some done. Get it out there.
Yeah. We've just talked about sissification a lot on this one, haven't we?
Yeah.
We'll do another one.
I'll come back down if you want to do a bond.
We're only finishing this one because of time constraints.
Oh.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we'd carry on. We would carry on for a while, I reckon.
Carry on for fucking ever.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask quickly before we left, what is it like being my sub?
A lot of work, but it's definitely worth it.
A lot of work. I don't think I'll make you work that hard.
You don't.
Come
You
on.
actually know.
I'm actually...
in all seriousness, I get away with a lot. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
you do.
fucking do.
I've heard some of the stuff you've got away with, and I'm like,
Candy.
MP, fuck him up.
No, it is nice, and there's a strong sense of community as well with everyone in the stable. It's outside of sessions. Can be a bit more friendly because we can just chit chat about random stuff, and like occasionally we'll game together and play Among Us or whatever.
Or we'll go for dinner and stuff when you're down.
Stuff like that.
Like it's a pain in the ass that you do live 2 hours away sometimes, but we make it work. We've made it work for 4 years. We'll make it work another 4. Like,
yeah, so it is nice, and it's that sense of you have a sort of sense of security as well with it, which is quite nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got his back.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
And on
I'm
that
not confident.
bombshell.
Open your inbox.
What?
You're not doing it.
You can do, but we're going to get disturbed.
Michael!
We're going to get disturbed any minute.
It's fine. I don't mind being disturbed. Go. Tell me your worst messages right now.
God. Well, there's different ones depending on what you get. So,
Maid Michelle.
The best ones are from Michelle. Yeah, we'll stick with sissy ones for this one. Michelle, you get a lot of people like, "Oh, I am sugar daddy from Dubai.
You do get those ones.
I will pay you 5,000 a month." And it's
Really?
Like, yeah. Or come live with me as my slave in Saudi Arabia or something like that. You get that quite a lot.
Yeah, the Arabs.
Really?
Yeah, the Arabs love it.
Yeah, you get it from everywhere, and then you might occasionally as well get like the fake mistresses will try and message you.
Oh, yeah, we have those on the My Wife is a Dominatrix thing, don't we? They message on there a lot.
Yeah, it's always just like, "Hello, submissive."
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and then you just reply back and it's like, "Are you into BDSM lifestyle?" It's like, I think my page kind of gives that away, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And then you like to bait them, don't you?
Oh, it's great fun. It's great fun.
He spends ages just baiting them now.
Yeah, I would as well, yeah.
Yeah, that message, they'll say, "Oh, what's your name, Jeff?" My name's Jeff.
And then they're like,
Send the GIF.
Yeah, where are you from? Timbuktu. Oh, I don't live too far from there. And then inevitably you'll get a bit
That's in
further.
Africa, isn't it?
Yeah. And then inevitably you'll get a bit further along the conversation and it's like, "Are you ready to become my slave?" And it's like,
What?
yeah, just not really. And
It's
then
just infuriating, those
it
messages.
makes me laugh because you do the same thing, but you do it to like the 3 telephone men. They're like, "Would you like to upgrade your service?" And you're like, "Yes, I would actually."
Oh, yeah, I'll keep them on the phone for a long time.
Yeah, you do. You just keep them on, whereas I'm like, "Fuck off."
Yeah, no, I'll keep them going.
Yeah.
It's all a scam because like a lot of them as well. They're so easy to spot. So it's like if you are someone who's online and they message you, they'll have like 100 followers, but they're following 7,000 people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all they post is just pictures. There's no writing or anything like that.
And it's always them approaching you, and that's not the way it's done.
Yeah, and their headline is always
No, that's
gonna be,
true.
Yeah, seductive dominatrix looking for loyal sub.
I like it when
no
they
one puts
contact
that.
you and they're me.
I've had that.
They contact him.
Yeah.
I'm his mistress. They
Yeah.
obviously haven't fucking looked, and they pretend to be me, and they're pretending that they're me, and they're messaging Michael.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then as well, sometimes like they'll have their like dom name, like I don't know, mistress something.
Yeah.
And then you look at the actual and it's like Sarah 1739724, or like
Try
Yes,
harder,
yeah,
scammers.
yeah.
Try
Yeah.
harder.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
it's some of it's so
It
obvious.
really does make you wonder about people, doesn't it?
It does. Have you got a Reddit question to finish
No.
on? Well, make one up then. You
I
better get
can't.
one.
My phone's over there doing
Well,
its
you're going
thing.
to have to make up a question for
Come on.
for me and Mike. Come on.
Make up
You
a
can ask
question.
us a question. Go. Come on, make up a question that we can both answer from a dominant point of view and a submissive point of view. Putting you on the spot.
If there's one thing you could change about Michael, what would it be?
Oh God, why have you done that? Oh,
You asked me for a question.
let's just ditch this bit. What is I wish that sometimes Michael would think more. I think sometimes he's lovely and he's considerate and he's caring, but sometimes he is immature and selfish and he doesn't realise it. I think it might be an age thing or something like that. But sometimes I think Michael accidentally puts his own needs first and doesn't think too much about how I would feel. So that'd be the one thing I wish that he would be more sometimes thinking. I think that's fair.
I think that's
I think
fair.
you've made some silly decisions in the past where you've wanted instant gratification, or you haven't thought of the consequences, or you haven't thought about my feelings in
I
particular.
already know what you've done. Just from what she's saying, I already know what you've done.
And then just on a few things, like we've had our bumps in the roads, and there were times where you've come close to nearly losing your collar and stuff, and things like that. But they are mistakes that we've gone through, and I don't think anyone's perfect, and I think it's made us stronger. Actually, I think the fact that he's done things that I've not been happy with, and the fact that I've still persevered, and a lot of people would be like, "Oh, fuck off, that's it. You have 3 mistakes, you're out," and that. But we're growing
Get
together.
in the bin.
We're growing together. Like we are growing together. We're both in our 30s. I mean, a bit. He's younger than I, but we.
Are
I
you
know
still
we're
in your
growing.
30s?
Yes, I am. Fuck you and my mature asshole. 37. How dare you? But like. I think it's an age thing as well, and you're going to make silly mistakes, but I know deep down that your mistakes that you make are never intentional to hurt me. You have a good heart, you're a good boy, and I think sometimes you just don't think enough.
Yeah, I think it's just that sense of instant gratification, and sometimes like trying to just because outside of kink, I'm very, if I want to do something, I will do it. Like I will go watch a film, I'll go to a concert, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And so sometimes that can cross over, and then obviously the two worlds collide in that sense.
Yeah, that's something I want to do in a future episode, is I want to try and get across what a dom sub relationship is like in comparison to just like a normal husband-wife relationship, because they are so vastly different. It's unreal.
Hugely.
And I don't know how to put it across.
Okay,
on
we'll
this
think about that.
platform.
Time for his question now.
What's the one
His
thing you'd
question.
change about her?
Ooh.
Mein Führer.
Simple one. You're responding to texts.
What's wrong with my responding to text?
You take ages.
I am sorry. It takes 3 to 5 business days. Fine.
Yeah. I think
Will you
that's
think
it.
about me more?
Yeah.
And I will text you more. How about that then? That's
Apart-
a deal. Deal. With wrong hand.
Left-handed, yeah.
Oh, what was that?
That's I'm sitting on it. He told me to sit on this. There we go.
You did as you were
Deal.
told. Well done.
Ah, look at go.
Apart from that, nothing.
Oh, and my taste of music you don't like.
It's tolerant. Yeah, but you didn't like my mate. You don't like my music.
Exactly. We're like chalk and cheese when it comes to music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go then.
There you go. We've both got things to work on then.
Yeah.
All right,
Yours
then.
is what? Your text response time.
Yeah.
And yours is just being a better person.
Yeah.
I know. Just to think more.
That was really nice.
Well, it is what it is.
On that fucking bombshell, I'm getting out of here now.
I know.
Because it's late, I'm hungry,
Yeah.
tired. You've got to drive 2 hours in the north.
Got to get your KFC.
This has been My Wife is a Dominatrix episode 4? 4?
4, 3, 4,
I've forgotten already.
3.
That's the third video
3.
one.
Third
Episode 3 or 4.
One of them. Such
You
professionals.
start, writing
Consummate
it, you start
professionals.
writing it down.
I know, right? The funny thing is, I've written all the file names. I wrote it like an hour ago. I just
Funny
can't
thing is,
remember
I've
it.
written all these fucking questions. I've not looked at it once.
What we need to do is get the actual studio sorted out rather than
Yeah.
trying to do it in this fucking mess of a room.
I know, right?
Need to get the actual cameras sorted, and then maybe we'll do it properly.
Yeah.
I think the
But
issue
for now,
is
we
we
just
started
wanted-
doing it. We thought, oh, we'll just see if we can do one, see what it looks like, and now we're 3 or 4 in, and
Yeah. We've committed now.
we've committed, so we need to
I know.
commit.
We
Shit,
do.
innit?
It is shit.
Yeah.
We didn't know it was going to blow up like it did, and here we are. So
Here we
you
are
wanted it,
struggling along.
and now you got it.
Yeah,
So-
any questions you want to fire our way, fire them our way via Twitter, Instagram, or something else, Spotify, or wherever.
Some of them. Yeah,
Some of
something.
them.
Right. Toodle bits.
We'll see you on the other side. Bye, love you.
Bye.
Oh, stop. Doesn't work, does it?
Doesn't. Oh, good job. We're gonna have to get you back, Mike, to do some more stuff.
Yeah, I'm on.
Oh, that was good. That
I'm
was
on.
good.